Alright, good morning. This is BoxingWave. Back to talking more about boxing, less about Adrian Broner and his personal problems. So this morning I checked my subscriptions and I see that 78 Sports TV made a video talking about Chavez Jr. and Gennady Golovkin fight not happening, being called off. Okay, I think they was trying to schedule a fight in July. The fight is not happening anymore. I did see a couple articles floating around about this last night. Didn't really pay attention to it, but this morning I looked into it and the fight it's looking like it's not gonna happen. So according to Bob Arum, all right, the fight is not happening because Chavez Jr. wanted too much money and the fight is not going to happen at this time. Okay, I was very excited for this fight. I was looking forward to this fight. I really wanted this fight. Okay, it was one of the few fighters that I wanted to see Golovkin, both Golovkin and Chavez Jr. fight. Okay, I'm disappointed. You know, what else can I say? You know, but 78 Sports TV, he made a video talking about it. You know, he spoke on, you know, who would we like to see these two fighters fight. So I figured I'd make a response to that. And before I start talking about that, you know, I don't know if this has to do with, you know, we're not hearing anything from the fighters as far as we know. Bob Arum is the only one that has spoken publicly about it. Neither camp spoke about it publicly, and you know, Bob Arum's the only person, and he said that it involves Chavez Jr. wanting too much money. Okay, now we heard the rumors about Chavez Jr. wanted to sign with Al Haymon. Okay, I don't know if that has something to do with it, because you know Al Haymon doesn't really get along with Bob Arum over there in the HBO. You know, Al Haymon is like strictly for Showtime. You know, if you didn't know, Dona Stevenson, you know, we were expecting a fight, possibly a fight with Kovalev. As soon as Dona Stevenson got signed by Al Haymon, the fight didn't happen. He went over to Showtime, and that was it. You know, now we know Chavez Jr. is kind of due for a contract renewal with Top Rank. Apparently, well, as far as the rumors, allegedly, he doesn't want to sign an extension with his contract with Top Rank. Okay, so I don't know. There's so many things that is going on behind the scenes that kind of caused this fight not to happen, but we only know what Bob Arum has said. Okay, now as far as the fight, 78 Sports brought up some good points. Okay, I said on his, I already made a comment right away. First thing is, I want to see at least one of them fight Andre Ward. Okay, Andre Ward is available. Chavez is available now, and then Golovkin is available. I would like Andre Ward to fight one of them. Now, as far as Golovkin and Andre Ward is interested in fighting both fighters. The only thing is, he wants to stay at 168. That's the way he's comfortable at. If Golovkin wants to fight him, he would have to move up to 168. All right. As far as Chavez Jr., I think he's said several times that he wants to fight Chavez Jr. I don't believe Chavez Jr. wants to fight Andre Ward. Okay. But let's see it might happen now. You know, let's see what happens. Okay. But Andre Ward had said in several videos, I've seen it, that he is willing to fight Chavez Jr. Okay. Now, if that fight doesn't happen, let me speak on some other fighters. 78 Sports brought up Danny Jacobs. Okay. Now, before I get into that, I want to explain to him why a lot of people want to see the Peter Quillin Danny Jacobs fight. The whole Brooklyn thing. They're both from Brooklyn. I've spoken to both of them, all right, and I asked both of them, is the fight happening? We want to see the fight. They both said, I'm willing to do a fight. We're working on it. We will, you know, this was back. This is a while ago now, all right? This might have been like 5 months ago or so, all right? But they both said they wanted to fight. You know, I know Danny Jacobs definitely wants to fight, all right? As far as Peter Quillin, every time I see an interview with him, he's kind of flip-flopping. I want to fight him, but I want to step up. You know, I have no problem with him wanting to step up as far as big money fights, bigger names. But, you know, I guess if the money is right, Showtime, Golden Boy, pay the man, let him get in the ring with Danny Jacobs. That's the fight I want to see. I want to see it personally because It will be in Brooklyn at the Barclays, and I will be attending that fight. All right, that's why a lot of people want to see that fight. Another thing, as far as Danny Jacobs and Golovkin, that's another fight I would love to see. Me personally, at 160, Danny Jacobs and Golovkin are my two favorite fighters. I think they both, and this is just my opinion, okay? This is my perspective. If they were to get in a ring with Sergio Martinez, I think both of them could beat Sergio Martinez, okay? I already know, listen, I don't have all the respect for Sergio Martinez in the world, but if those two fighters were to get in a ring with Sergio Martinez today, I will be doing a prediction video saying Danny Jacobs will take that fight. I'll say the same thing with Golovkin, okay? Same thing goes for Peter Quillin. Either one of them fight Peter Quillin, both of them could beat Peter Quillin. In my opinion, that's who I think will win the fight, all right? So I would love to see a Danny Jacobs Triple G fight, you know? Those are my two favorite at 160 right now. So I would love to see that fight. I think Danny Jacobs has a punching power and boxing ability definitely to compete with Gennady Golovkin. I don't know if he can hang with Golovkin's power though. I don't know. But I would love to see that fight. Let's make that happen, you know. I don't know. So many fights that could happen here, you know. Another fight I wanted to see was Curtis Stevens too. Throw Curtis Stevens in the mix. Maybe he could get in there with Peter Quillin, Danny Jacobs. I know they're friends. I don't know if they would fight each other, but I know Curtis Stevens and Peter Quillin been going back and forth. I don't know why that fight hasn't happened either, you know. So I don't know. Those are some of the fights I would like to see though. As far as Chavez Jr., I'll pretty much only want to see him going up at 168. I would like to see the Ward fight. I mean, now that it's not, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen. But you got to remember, Carl Froch, George Groves fighting later this month, okay? Whoever wins that fight, you know, if Chavez Jr. is still available, maybe he could fight one of those two, you know, at 168. We already know Froch wanted to fight Chavez Jr., so that fight is very possible. You know, he's willing to take that fight. So maybe that's possible if Chavez don't want to fight Ward. As far as Golovkin, another option for him, Daniel Gill, Matthew Macklin fighting in a couple of weeks under the Mike Perez and what's the kid's name? Brian Jennings fight, okay? They're fighting on undercard for that fight. So if he already beat Matthew Macklin, so if Golovkin is willing to fight Daniel Gill, if Daniel Gill ends up beating Matthew Macklin, maybe we could see that fight as well. There's plenty of options at 160, plenty of options at 168. Those are just my options, my opinions, all right? There's a lot of people in the mix right here, so and nobody needs to go up in weight. Nobody really needs to go down. Triple G, if anybody should go up, it should be him. You know, Chavez Jr. is at 168 now. Ward is at 168. I would like to see him fight either one of them. If not, there's plenty of options for Golovkin still at 160 if these guys don't keep ducking him, okay? So that's my thoughts. That's my response to 78 Sports. Let me know what you guys think as far as who these two fighters should fight next, okay? And whatever options you want to just throw out there, just throw in the mix at 160 or 168. Whatever options. If you want to throw a little bit of 175 in there, all right? Throw it in the mix. Leave it in the comments. You know, let me know what you think. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.